Let me now bring on board Mr. Shashi Kiran, Chairman and Managing Director of Allcargo Logistics. Shashi, morning. Thank you for joining us. You're planning to demerge your global and domestic business. What's the thinking behind this restructuring?
No, if you study the board resolution, what is being passed, there are two things which we have done. One is to demerge the NVOCC business, which is done in India from Allcargo, and put it under a separate company. And that is done with the thinking because in any case the NVOCC business globally is managed by a separate management team based out of Europe and America. So that business staying within Allcargo, first of all, doesn't make sense since the management is completely different. And anyway, all our LCL business is done under the brand name of Allcargo, except in India. So we believe the time has come for us to put the NVO business also under the brand name of Allcargo. The second part is we had acquired a company called MHTC last year. And the idea is to merge that business into the Allcargo project division, because we do not like to run multiple brand names in the same market, which causes a lot of confusion to customers and to the staff. So we now integrated our entire project transportation and equipment rental business under Allcargo project division. So these are the two decisions that have been already taken in the last board meeting, and that process is already underway. And the second thing what we have done in the board meeting is to set up a committee of the directors of the board to recommend a demerger of Allcargo from Allcargo and either trade it, make it as a separate company which will also trade in the market. And that is the recommendation. The committee has to come back to the board, and after that the board will decide.
So, Shashi, just to stretch that point forward, are you also planning to list ECU line post the demerger? Where do you plan to list it, and what kind of valuations would you be looking at? We have not, as I mentioned, we have not decided. Definitely, Allcargo will get listed if we go with the demerger. We have an option to also list the company overseas. We have not arrived at the decision, but there seems to be merit in doing that. This is my personal view. Basically because Allcargo is a company which is, most of its business is done outside India. And it is a business which doesn't have tremendous amount of synergy. Although it is the same logistic business, there is no great synergy between Allcargo and Allcargo. And it is better that they trade in the market in two different brand names. Also because the reason is, Allcargo is a very unique business. The customers of Allcargo are the industry constituents, like the freight forwarders, freight brokers are our customers. But in Allcargo, we handle multiple businesses. We handle project transportation, we do equipment rental business, we do coastal business, we do third-party logistic business. We also, to some extent, do air freight business, which sometimes conflicts with the customers of Allcargo. So, in that sense, it does make some merit to have the businesses which are traded in a different name in the market. And that is one of the rationale of thinking about it. And also, further going forward, when all these businesses are currently the way they are all under Allcargo, and Allcargo has now 6 different verticals within the logistics space. And we are not such a large organization where the shareholders or the investors or the analysts have to spend so much of time, or they don't get excited to spend that kind of a time to analyzing 6 different businesses. So instead of that, sometimes the thought comes to our mind, for unlocking value, maybe it is better that we put the NVOCC business under a separate brand name and separate company which trades in the marketplace. And Allcargo continues to focus on the rest of the businesses, which will give a greater amount of transparency, greater amount of visibility, and the ratios of both the companies will look very different if the two businesses are looked at independently. So this is some of the thinking behind it, but as I mentioned, no decision has been made. The committee has to recommend to us, to the board, what is going to the way forward.
Shashi, at a time when the Baltic Dry Index is at a multi-year low, China is slowing down, and global economies or the global economic growth is anemic, how are the business internals shaping up for Allcargo?
We are in a very niche market. We are asset light in our NVOCC business. We don't own any ships. We buy our container space from the shipping companies. So for our business, when the freight market goes up, we are able to recover those additional freight from our customers. So when the freight rates goes down, we obviously are forced to reduce our rates also to our customers. So we are not subject to the Baltic index in that sense in a direct manner. Our margin normally remains the same, irrespective of the freight goes up or freight goes down. Of course, the global economy, the volume does make some impact to our business, no doubt about that. But at this stage, we are not in any kind of a situation where we are alarmed about the way things are. As we declared our result for the last year, as probably you know that we close our year on a calendar year basis. We just closed our 2011 numbers. We have grown close to about 48% in terms of our EBITDA and 34% in terms of our PAT on a consolidated basis compared to 2010. And we expect to continue a growth trend thanks to our diversified portfolio of businesses within the country and in global market. We expect to grow close to about 18 to 20% also this year. This is not a guidance, but this is generally what we are targeting.